Hello and welcome everyone to our Srijan Institute and Training Center YouTube channel. So we started a playlist on object-oriented ABAP and we saw the very first introduction part of it. Now in this particular second episode we are going to see some more features of our object-oriented ABAP where we will discuss the object-oriented ABAP features. So they are very important for your interviews and also for your implementation of projects of object-oriented. ABAP is a very new and it is very in demand for the current market scenario because if you talk about the latest thing like EMDPs and ABAP on cloud, their app is completely based on business objects. So object is everything. So object oriented programming is something that you must master if you want to get a really good and high package. So if we start with the features of this object oriented programming, the very first and important one that we have is encapsulation. Encapsulation. What is a encapsulation? Encapsulation is the wrapping of data or attributes and functions. Some people call it function, but its usual name is methods into a single class. What is the beauty of encapsulation? What encapsulation does is encapsulation prevents the data from being misused. Also, encapsulation restricts the visibility of the component of the class. What is the meaning of visibility here? Visibility, that is what we can access in a class, what we can get in a class. So there are three levels of visibility that we have. First one is your private. So components, if the components are private, so private components of the class are visible. Private components of the class are visible to that class only, where they are defined. Then you have protected. So this is another visibility that we see in case of defining a method. Protected. So if you go and check the SAP system, let's say I'm going for SE24. A little bit my system is slow. Okay, let's open any of the global classes that I have already created. First global class. Okay, there is no method. All right. First ABAP class. This is also not there. Oh, no issue. Let's open any of the standard one. There we will be easily able to see that. So if you see this is a lots of methods are there, and if you see their visibility, click on this visibility icon, press F4 here, and you will be able to simply find out the three levels of visibility, which is public, protected and private, right? So protected, if a component is protected, right? So that can be accessed from the class and also from the child class. Child class is also known as subclass. Okay, so this is second one. Then we have the third one, so which is public. So public components can be accessed from the class, subclass, also from the outside of the class. Three features are there for the visibility here. This is encapsulation, wrapping of the data and function under a single unit, that is which is class, and it prevents data from being misused. So this is how we can restrict the visibility. We can make a class private, the properties private, and we can apply getters and setters for that purpose. Then we have the second important properties of a feature of a class, which is inheritance. Very generic word, inheritance. In the real life, you inherit all the properties of your parents. Same stuff is there in inheritance. What inheritance does, it is used, so inheritance is used to inherit the properties of one class into another class. The class that is inherited is known as base class, and the class which is inheriting is known as child class or subclass. You can call it anything upon you. The main advantage of this feature is reusability and fast implementation time. This is the second feature, fast implementation time. We will be able to reuse the feature of our parent class or subclass, parent class or base class or superclass, everything is same. Third one will be your polymorphism. Polymorphism here. So what is polymorphism? Here poly means many. Poly word, it means many. And morphism means forms. So overall, polymorphism means many forms. So it is a concept which allows us to overwrite some functionality, that is, method of one class can behave differently in child classes. Can behave differently in child classes. For example, let's say we created a method for calculating the area. So what you see in parent class, we are calculating the area of the rectangle. So we created a class for calculating the area. So for example, in parent class, in the method, if I'm calculating the area of the rectangle, and the area of rectangle we all know is length to breadth. And in the child class, let's say using the same method, I am implementing for the area of triangle. base into height, half base into height. So based on the requirement, we can use it differently. So this is how your implementation behaves. So this is how methods can behave differently and differently in, wait a second, differently in different classes according to the requirement, right? Polymorphism. Then we have interface. So interface is a concept of the object-oriented programming which is used to achieve the polymorphism. In the upcoming session, we will see this concept in detail. This is only an overview of the features of object-oriented programming, very important concept for entire ABAPers and for other technologies also. So I hope these features are clear. So this is all about this video. Thank you very much for watching. Please don't forget to like, share and subscribe our Srijan Institute. Thank you.